Hello lovelies and welcome to today's video. So I have a mixed media scrapbook layout for you today, and while this video is 10 minutes long, it actually didn't feel like it took me that long to do, so we'll see what you think. So this layout is for the March Scrap the Boys challenge. It's one of my favourite challenges, probably because I have so many boys to scrap. And as you can see, that image that I posted at the beginning of this video is the image that the challenge is based on. So it's in the stars. Now, this reminded me of a brand new stencil I had gotten and had not yet used, which you will see in a minute. And when I saw this, I went through my photos to see what photos I had, and I found two photos of my boys, both individually sleeping. I just think they're so cute when they sleep. I have a lot of photos of sleeping boys. They're just that little bit cuter when they sleep, maybe because they're calm and quiet, I don't know. But my two, well, they're very, very interesting when they sleep, and you'll see what I mean. So first I'm starting out, I wanted to use paint and not ink, because I know that if I had have used ink, when I put either gesso or texture paste on top of it, which I was planning to do, it was going to absorb that colour, and I wanted to keep it white. So I decided to go with paint, and I'm using my Periwinkle Blue from my Dylusions. Now I did want to make it watery, so I put some onto some plastic packaging, added a lot of water, and then smushed it all over my cardstock. Then I did dry it, and I did add some splatters as well, and I whacked my paintbrush with a glue bottle, and it gave me some really fat splatters, which was really cool. And then I just splattered some of my white paint pen on top of that blue, just to go with that starry nighttime feel that I was going for. So these are the pictures of my boys. The top one is my oldest, and that's Cooper. Now, Cooper has a mountain of puppies that he sleeps with. Now, I don't mean real puppies. Puppies as in stuffed toys. He calls them his puppies. Now, he has had dog, and doggy since he was about 2 months old. And you know those little bare heads with the blanket attached that you give to newborn babies? Yeah, he's had one of those, 3 of those, since he was 2 months old. And then over the years, we've lost some, we've gained new ones, until he ends up with this mountain that is in his bed. And that's what he calls his puppies. That funky looking piglet right in the middle of the photo, that was actually a Christmas present from Santa. Cooper loves sequins and those color change sequin toys that you can get. Santa gave him a piglet in that. But the thing I love most about this picture is he's actually cuddling. If you look really closely, he's cuddling one of his puppies, and I just love that. I adore that picture. That was actually taken just the other night. And the one underneath that, well, that's the little one. That's Will. And on this particular night, Will was struggling to sleep. And yes, there is an iPad in the photo, but in our defense, he plays meditation music on it to try and help him get to sleep. So on this particular night, he had gotten up a few times, and I thought I'd go check on him at about 10 o'clock to see if he'd finally fallen asleep, which is not the regular, just in case you're wondering. They are usually asleep by 8 o'clock. But on this particular night, he was struggling. So we got the music, we got the light, we got everything. Couldn't find him in his room. Went into my room and found him like that in my bed with his music all nice and comfy. So, of course, I had to take a picture of that too. So these are on separate nights, but I just love these photos so much. And I don't know, when I think of stars and, you know, this mood board picture really just made me think of these pictures of my boys when they sleep, and just that whole starry nighttime sky type feel. So that's what I decided to go with. And then I remembered I had this stencil, "Love you to the moon and back." Now, this is a very special phrase for my family. It's very common, but in my family, it's what my mum used to say to the boys in particular. "How much does Nana love you? To the moon and back." So it became her thing. So this phrase is very, very special to us. So when I saw this stencil, I had to get it, but I have yet to use it. So I thought it would be perfect for this layout. Now, I don't do much else to this layout, you will notice, and that's because I really wanted this stencil to really just be the whole, take pride of place on my layout. So I'm using some modeling paste, and I've applied it very thickly, and I've applied it on top of that blue. Now, as you can see, it does go off onto the white part of the cardstock a little bit, just in a few areas. So to get around that and to highlight the actual phrase, I use a lead pencil. Actually, I use a lead pacer. Now, I was lucky enough to find a pacer with a very thick lead, and I don't know where I got it from. I'm hoping I can remember and find it again so I can go get some more. So you know how most mechanical pencils have a very thin lead? This one is actually really thick, and it's really quite cool. So I decided to use that to trace around the stencil and the texture paste. Now, the reason I used a lead pencil was because I didn't want to use black. I didn't want to bring any black into this layout, and I've done it before. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll notice that if there's a time where I don't want to bring black in because I feel it'll be too bold, I'll use a lead pencil. And that still gives me the definition I'm after without being too bold and too in your face. It's sort of like that happy middle ground. And as I'm actually looking at this layout now, it's made the letters and the texture paste pop, but you can't sort of really tell why. So you can't really notice that I have traced around the texture paste, but you can see it pop off the background, which is what I was going for. So I was really happy with that. So you've just seen me adhere down my pictures. Yes, they're a little skew-if, but I did sort of want some interest in my photos. And yeah, then I dried my texture paste. This texture paste is really good. It does not take that long to dry at all, considering how thick it is. It is really thick and really heavy. It is the Liquitex modeling paste. And it is, like, it's a very heavy jar. It's really solid, but it doesn't take long to dry at all. I've used this a few times this week, and I'm really impressed with it. So this is what I'm doing. This is my Cool Mechanical pencil. It's a very fat lead. It's, yeah, definitely got to get some more of those. I didn't know mechanical pencils came in different sizes. So Colour Me learned it. Yeah, it's late, can you tell? Not making any sense. It's late, but I really want to get this video up. We have a very busy week coming up. I've got visitors arriving tomorrow, my wedding renewal on Thursday, even though the weather's looking like it's going to totally wash us out, but we're not going there just yet. But basically what this means is I'm not going to get much time in my art room this week. So everything I need done, I'm trying to get it done today. So I've done a stack of videos, and that is the reason I'm doing my voiceover at 12:30 at night, so I can get this video up because I know I'm not going to get any chance to do the voiceover tomorrow. And yeah, so anyway, back to the layout. I wanted to add some stars, and so I've got this stencil out, and I'm using some gesso and just smushing it onto my page. But it didn't work very well. I think it may have been the makeup sponge I used. If you watch my past video, you'll see that I got this reusable makeup sponge that I thought I'd give a try. It's not very good for what I use it for. And also it just, I don't know, I didn't like it. It just wasn't enough. I think it was the gesso. I don't think the gesso was quite bright enough. So I then decided to go over those stars that I had put down with a white gel pen. It's not perfect, but you can see they are popping off the background a little bit. And it's just that little bit of, just a little bit of something on the page that it needed. So it's just a few extra stars, just to give it a little interest in a few areas. I should mention just once again that I have still not figured out my light problem. I need to get another light. As I said before, I have an overhead light now, and at nighttime, because I am a nocturnal scrapper, it gives me some really horrible shadows. I do apologize for that, but I'm all about the process, and I will get around to getting a light to solve that problem. I have had some awesome suggestions in my last video, but yeah, I just haven't had the time to go get that sorted. So again, I apologize for the shadows, but I will get that sorted soon. So yeah, then I just added a border again using that mechanical pencil, the lead, and that's pretty much it for the layout. I'm adding a few little enamel stars, but you can't really see them, so I don't really know why I bothered adding them. I think I felt that I hadn't really done much to the layout, and I thought maybe I needed to add more. But honestly, I love this layout. I love the simplicity of it, and I love how that stencil just really pops. There's not much to this. There's next to no embellishing, but I love it. So tell me what you think. Is it too simple? I don't know. But anyway, it's scrapped. The photos are in the album. So I can't complain about that. I did add some journaling about how, you know, they're just that little bit cuter when they're asleep. Any other parents, I'm sure you'll agree with me. Or is it just me? Anyway, that's it for this layout. Hope you have stuck around through this rambly video, and I will be back real soon with another video. Bye for now.